Interior design and project management are at the heart of every well-delivered home transformation. But what's it really like to manage renovations, juggle client expectations, and create stunning spaces? Today, we're talking to Claire, a professional interior designer and seasoned project manager. Claire is a Checkatrade member and was also a recent Checkatrade Awards winner. So, let's get started. What inspired you to become an interior designer?
As a child, I used to have a Pippa's doll's house, and it was basically a piece of cardboard with 4 cardboard walls, and I just loved decorating it.
What's your favourite design trend right now?
Definitely bring colour back into interiors.
Describe your design style in 3 words.
Classic, cosy and warm.
Any trends that should be left in the past?
Definitely grey, but also complete open plan living. Great to have open plan living, but also have a separate room.
Are all designers the same?
Definitely not. You have some designers who have a signature look that clients will buy into, so they're buying into that specific look. And then you have other designers who design to each individual client.
What is the biggest reason to use an interior designer?
Interior designers have been trained in spatial awareness and functionality, so they will provide you and give you the best use of space for your space and your lifestyle and how your family wants to use that space.
Should a home improver have engaged a builder or designer first?
I would suggest you get an interior designer on board as soon as possible to ensure the correct planning of the space.
What's the first thing to ask before hiring an interior designer?
You would want to see examples of previous projects, you want to see or hear client reviews, and you want to know how they charge for their services.
How does someone know if they're the right fit for a project?
So the designer and client are going to work together for a minimum of 3 months, so you must like, trust, and know that you can work with this person.
How much should I budget for an interior designer?
I would suggest about 10% of your overall budget.
Is it a one-off fee, or is it a full cost service?
It could either be a fixed fee or an hourly rate. I suggest you go on a fixed fee.
Do people have to work with an interior designer's suppliers?
Not at all. The customer can use whoever they wish. However, they may well benefit from discounts via the interior designer.
What was the original ambition for this space?
I really wanted to create a space that flowed from room to room.
What challenges did you face while designing this project?
Well, COVID hit, so that was a challenge in itself, and especially trying to get hold of plaster.
Were there any big changes to the original plan?
No, I can't think of any.
How did you bring the client's personality into this project?
I think by not making it too kitcheny. So as an example, I put in the open shelving rather than just have kitchen cabinets.
What part of the project are you most proud of?
I absolutely love the Velux windows because without them this would have been quite a dark space.
What's one small but impactful design decision in this space?
I would say it's the island because we eat there, I prep there, I work there.
If you could add one more feature to this space, what would it be?
I think I'd have to say the worktops. I'd really like to change them to a granite or a quartz.
Once I've hired an interior designer, what's the next step?
The next step is that the designer will undertake a full site survey. They will then come back to you with initial concept idea, and from that the full design process will commence.
How long does a typical project take?
I would say for bathroom 3 weeks, kitchens between 3 and 5, and then any other living space 2 to 3, just depends on the complexity.
What happens if I change my mind halfway through the process?
If you've been working with your designer, you will have all of the design agreed before the process actually commences.
What's one thing an interior designer can do that most homeowners overlook?
Definitely saving you time because you will not be trolling around showrooms or shops finding the perfect product. The interior designer will do all this for you and also bring samples and fixtures and fittings to your home.
How much creative control does a client really have?
The client has total creative control. However, You are employing an interior designer for a purpose, and no interior designer should be a yes person.
What's the most rewarding part of your job?
It's got to be at the end of the project when you hand it over to the client, you see how happy they are, and also all the wonderful reviews that you receive.
What's the biggest mistake people make when designing their home?
Probably not thinking about how they're going to use the space, and also seeing something that works at their friends isn't necessarily going to work in their house.
What's one small design change that can instantly improve any home?
I would say declutter, everything in its place, lots of oversized mirrors and lots of candles.
If you had to give one golden rule for interior design, what would it be?
It's got to be trust your gut. Your gut instinct is always right.
So, there you have it. We've learnt how an interior designer can transform a space and how a project manager ensures everything runs smoothly. Drop your questions in the comments and don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.